age 50 years as they're watching this series.
This is incredibly stressful, incredibly long. Like you said, they're, imagine being Talibaba watching Nouns Esports lock in Cinderace. But they're going back to the same well over and over again. This is what Inder was talking about. When you have so many games to give, you get a little complacent in the risks you're taking. Meanwhile, Conoisseurs is going all over the place.
Yeah, we're going to see what they want to bring out here. They lock in this Blastoise early. They go with Blissey, and they go with Crustle. On the side of Conoisseurs, we could see some really interesting stuff. One thing for sure, Klaus on Blaziken is a recipe for disaster for Nouns. It's been so good.
Well, we'll see how Nouns wraps this up. I mean, I feel like this is Groundhog's Day again, as Nouns Esports is just kind of taking the same stuff in the face of what Conoisseurs clearly wants to do. I'm not convinced that being on the purple side for Nouns Esports right now is what they want to be doing.
We're going to find out as these picks are getting ready. Venusaur early. We saw this look from Nouns earlier, and the Venusaur looked incredible on Toon. Soreyu on Sylveon. This has just been a power Pokemon all day. And then finally, last pick here for Conoisseurs. Feels like the Delphox is a great choice, but we have seen some good play from Chandelure. I kind of like the Fire Spin a little better, but we're going to see what they want to do as they do lock in the Candle.
Okay, so, Conoisseurs having this gutter pick has been a way that they've gotten a lot of value. However, Conoisseurs has predictably taken this Hoopa in the first two, so force them into a position to first pick something a little bit more stressful, I suppose, and ask them different questions. Because Nouns right now is not developing their strategy. But that's what's fun about Bracket Reset Best of Fives, is now we're in like sub-game of a sub-game of how these teams are looking to play. Strategies internally just to this ecosystem are developing. And I think right now Conoisseurs is getting the edge.
Yeah, I want to point out a couple of cool item choices I see. We've got Buddy Barriers on Crustle and Blissey. Massive HP pools that they're going to try to give to their squishier Pokemon in some of these big fights. We also have a Curse item on this Venusaur, and I'm guessing with Curse item and a Rapid Fire Scarf, we're looking at Petal Dance. So they're looking to engage a lot with their opponents, hit them with a lot of Giga Drains, sustain themselves throughout these fights, and constantly apply that Curse to your opponents, decreasing their healing factor.
I actually think they're kind of eyeing up this Giga Drain Petal Dance because the Delphox was not selected. Because that is a lot tougher when you're dealing with fire spins through the middle and you're trying to hit multiple targets with a Giga Drain.
Here we go. Game one of our bracket reset here in our grand finals is starting. Nouns Esports, your purple team. Conoisseurs, your orange team. Their chances of going to Worlds just got a lot better because they reset the bracket against Nouns.
Gatlu into the middle. Again, this unique clear that Nouns Esports has been doing ad nauseum. It's been working for them, at least in the early stages of the game. Conoisseurs, however, doing the same thing. Their rinse and repeat central clear to make sure that they can get Klaus online.
Here we go up into the top path here. We have Toon level 4 right now as we see the Sylveon running up to put some pressure on. We're not sure what kind of Sylvie we have. It is the Mystical Fire. They're going to be looking to chase down the side of Conoisseurs. In the bottom path, we have Leafeon also for Nouns Esports.
Quickly going to try and make an impact is that Eevee. Gatlu Gatlu not on the Leafeon this time, though.
No, Gatlu not on the Leafeon, even though his Leafeon's been looking really clean. Soreyu, the speedster Connoisseur on the side of Nouns is picking up that Leafeon, and they've been amazing on it. Someone who's also been amazing, Klaus on Blaziken. Just incredibly good. Massive Blaze kick right there. Pulled Toon Slim through.
Got almost everything there, did Klaus. Now immediately catches the trick so they can scamper around just a little faster. And nobody on Conoisseurs goes down, despite Klaus taking a heavy bit of damage.
Yeah, Klaus took a good amount of damage. We had Toon take a good amount of damage on the side of Nouns as well. But everyone just playing so well in these fights. No one ends up going down right here. Slowbro in a little bit of trouble here. Soreyu is looking to move in. No, not able to make it happen. The eject button saved.
But at least secured some wild Pokemon that resides on the side of Conoisseurs, getting a little bit more experience for themselves in that way. Another big Solar Blade, Bruv catching all the smoke from the Conoisseurs to make sure that Soreyu can make it out.
EU region, orange side only has a 39.1% win rate this year. They're all about that purple side. I guess you're right, TubeSense.
Well, we'll see, because Conoisseurs has been living on this orange side and they've been winning games.
In this bottom path now, we have this Chandelure, only level 5, shut down a little bit. You know, the component on the other side, the Leafeon, already level 7. Obviously, this thing takes a little while to get online. It's one of the tough things about Chandelure. Other Pokemon like it, Gardevoir, Delphox, they need a lot of experience to actually get online, unlike some of these Eevees.
Galaxy sitting there with Lukita. They take a trick, but we're going to be able to set up a nice little flank here. Lukita taking a bunch of damage as Gatlu decides to just switch focus and see what they can do. Toonslim, though, online, level 7. They are Giga draining. They are pedal dancing.
That's right. They are heading to the pedal dance. They're not alone. They're bringing the rest of Nouns with them, as it looks like we're going to have Venusaur staying in this top path, maybe a lot more similar to my dances than I expected, as everyone's getting ready in the bottom path for Reggie. We don't yet have a Chandelure. We do have a lot of damage being put down on Registeel already, and here comes Blaziken.
Oh, nice Rock Tomb to space Klaus out to really delay what could have been a nice engagement. We're building the living room around this team, and now it's caught in the living room is nothing but Nouns Esports, secured quickly by Adesu, and they're leveraging that to take some knockouts. Klaus is on the backside, Klaus is on the backside and put down.
I gotta say, that was beautiful from Nouns. Just every piece of that there, the Rock Tomb, letting them in, the overheat when it was too early, peeling off the objective and fighting Conoisseurs instead. Amazing stuff from Nouns. This is the kind of play that gets them into the grand finals and the kind of play that could make them world champions. They need to shut down that Blaziken for sure.
Gek able to stare down a couple players, and yes, they did get points in, but the goal zone still stands. Now, Conoisseurs needs to pivot. This scoreline actually 30-30.
Yeah. The scoreline incredibly close here, so close that it is dead even. However, the objective going over to Nouns Esports, level-wise, things look slightly better for Nouns as well. They don't look too good for Toon right now, as it's going to need a Bliss assistance, but Sorayu coming on in with the Solar Blade.
Make it 2 Solar Blades, make it 2 knockouts, every single one securing someone. And now this score lead is definitely going to start changing. 40 banger goes in, and now Toonslim's looking to close this thing out with a +22.
Top goal zone gone, which means they can send this Regieleki towards the side of Conoisseurs. They have unlocked some experience for Conoisseurs, but they've also put them behind on score, giving them a positional disadvantage on this map, and they are going to continue to move forward with it. Toon, with the pedal dance, looking for any experience he can find in this top path.
Klaus getting beat down by Bruv in the living room. The Poltergeist can't quite slow that Crustle down enough, and X-Scissor is just on top to sort out that Blaziken. Maybe the Blaziken being held down more this game than we've seen in the previous ones.
Nice slow beam in the top path, actually shutting down that Venusaur as we're watching this fight break out in the bottom path, and actually everyone's just going to peel away. There's a lot of experience on the side of Nouns. They would definitely like to pick that up. Regieleki just being fully pushed out here by Conoisseurs as they're looking to make a siege on this tier 1 goal zone, even things up a little bit.
Gatlu is there, quickly rotating his Toon. Now the pedal dance gets to work here as the Poltergeist is in the middle, but they are seeing some prime targets. Hoopa Unbound brings everybody into the bottom path, so let's see if Nouns Esports, how they can react to this. Toon is on the chase. Regice is already low. Straight surfing in, going for the secure KO on the Blastoise, but it's still Klaus that secures in the face of all of the chaos that was developing on that Reggie. Finally, Toon goes down. They show up just to get absolutely sent home, and Bruv is KO'd as well. Now, trying to make it back is Sorayu. They're able to dart through this goal zone, but Klaus is on the chase. Adesu's got their eyes on them. Bliss assistance just in time. Snow, though, knows what their target is, and they get 2-step, but is the candle actually gone? Of course they are. They're out of dodge because of the trick Hoopa. And, of course, Nouns Esports is wondering, we just had a great flank. What happened to our opportunity?
Yeah, Nouns, I mean, what a beautiful play from Conoisseurs. Obviously, they know that Hoopa has the Unite move. Nouns knows this as well, but with so much pressure being put on that tier 1 goal zone, they had to commit resources to it. Venusaur was up there, and they had to have multiple members of Nouns not at this bottom objective. Gave an easy secure over to Conoisseurs.
I mean, and through all of this, Toon still managing to be level 12 at 3 minutes, and, you know, matching Klaus on the other side. Galaxy Egro working through. They're going to Hydro Typhoon to get the space charged up overheat, and a beautiful secure. That is working together, my friend. Surfed into the wall, put down immediately is the Venus. Venusaur. Galaxy's playing forward, but it's Klaus that's putting all the damage in. Forced to grab a berry is Gatlu, but now they're trying to mystical fire a target, but they're saying, look at the real fire type. It's me, baby. It's Blaziken. And we're watching this Regieleki hit, and they're waiting to put an overcap in.
Yeah, they're waiting to put this score in right here. Obviously, this is going to provide a ton of experience for Conoisseurs, right? It's going to take them over to level 13. It's going to almost even this score line up. 2 tier 1 goal zones open for both teams. Conoisseur very much back in this game. Nice little KO there on the Slowbro. Unite move from the Chandelure in an interesting position, right? We're going to see what they can make happen because of it. Not going to have that for Rayquaza.
No. However, it did get the space that Conoisseurs need to really take the advantage of this Regice. Bruv is finding their way into the backline, actually looking at Snow. Regice is abandoned, though, because Rayquaza hits the map in 5.
Yeah, Rayquaza almost here. Our first Rayquaza of our reset. And if Klaus is around while that thing is low, it is going to be hard for Nouns to stop it. They just can't seem to shut down this Blaziken.
In the position of Conoisseurs, they're seeing exactly what they've got going on with a little bit of coverage on that tier 1 bot. However, the Sylveon Gatlu is getting collapsed on. We're watching the HP pool get chipped away at, but now that Conoisseurs has given away where they are, is this the engagement that they want? We are going straight into the middle. The huge engagement, Blitz assistance, but Venusaur is down. The rings are unbound and the big stuns are happening. 2 players on Nouns are immediately eviscerated. We're trying to put some Solar Blades in, but Gekko Kami's too big. They get surfed back and X-Scissored by Bruv. 2 down on each side. Galaxy E-Girl is low as well, but now Bruv needs to pick a target, and they're X-Scissoring the Hoopa. KO Streak a 2 for Sorayu, 3 players down for Conoisseurs. Is this the scramble to score? Bruv is making it so. Gatlu is there for the coverage. Lukita is trying to suss out what they can do, but there's just too many angles to cover.
There's too many angles to cover, too many goal zones to cover. Points going top and bottom, 362 to 130. Nouns right now needs to protect their lead, and Gek is in so much trouble right here, eating a massive Unite move, eating some egg bombs from the Blissey as they're trying to take it down, but no, it does not go down. Trick able to pull it out there. Huge X-Scissor into a Rock Tomb as they're pushing them back here. Conoisseurs in a lot of trouble, eating a Solar Blade. Klaus doing everything they can to stay up. The Trick Hoopa trying to make that happen, but Nouns is in control.
Nouns is in control, and they're bullying out Conoisseurs. They're forcing resets out of Klaus, the Blaziken, and that's really a key tool they need to get in the middle quickly. But now there's less time. A knockout on Snow is not good. Nouns Esports just need to run down this clock.
Nouns is trying to run this clock down, and they're trying to score at the same time. Meanwhile, in the central area, we have Rayquaza being ripped apart here by Conoisseurs. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock, and it still hasn't gone down. There's not enough time. There's not enough points. Nouns stopped them here at Rayquaza. Nouns taking game number 1.
What a great team fight by Nouns. It was really tit for tat, right? 2 players down on each side, but it was Sorayu able to step up, find that crucial 3rd player, get that knockout. The Blastoise Galaxy went down as well, and it opened up the opportunity for them to split score.
Yeah. Really amazing stuff there from Nouns. You know, it got pretty scary for Nouns when that slow beam was on the Venusaur, and they got Nouns must be worried about this reset.
Yeah, I would feel a little shaky. Like you said, getting that first game 1 win, okay, that helps calm the nerves. Like, okay, we know how to press these buttons. All right, let's focus up. We need 2 more. We did it against every other team today is win 2 on the hop. We can do it again. Let's look at these band. Hoopa band. Okay, we're starting to develop into that sub game that I was talking about.
Yeah, this is really interesting because that Hoopa has been a real problem. Leafeon, of course, banned from the Conoisseurs. Another Pokemon that's been a real issue. As we're looking for an interesting first pick, it's going to be the Mew. This has been a power Pokemon for Snow.
Snow's just been a power player, to be honest. They've given Snow, Delphox, Sylveon, Mew, and they've looked great every single game. However, this is the counter pick that I was expecting out of Nouns and why I like this orange side. Blastoise, Sylveon, cut some of that nonsense off.
Yeah, Sylveon just so incredibly powerful. Gatlu's been playing a lot of Blastoise today, so a comfort pick for them, a great pick in the top path. Our next 2 picks for Conoisseurs. Looks like we're going with the slowest of Bro, and they don't have a Hoopa, so they're bringing out the Eldegoss.
Well, they can't get gutter countered Nouns if they wanted to go like Zora or Comfy. However, this is a very preventative measure here by going slow Bro this mid part of the draft. Bruv electing to go for more walls straight into the Blissey.
Yeah, and here we have this Blissey that was actually extremely valuable for Nouns last game.
Yeah.
You know, the Bliss Assistance wasn't able to save Venusaur, but it did take so much damage for that Pokemon to finally end up going down. Our last picks here on the side of Conoisseurs. We're hovering Venusaur, we're hovering Lucario, we're moving around, and we're deciding it's actually going to be Crustal Venusaur. Final pick over to Nouns Esports.
Okay. So Galaxy, the one locking that in, they're going to take that top, and Delphox is the last selection. Again, this is really the position we've seen Delphox chosen a bunch because of it's what it has, like its kit. Okay, Fire Spin can do a lot of work here.
Yeah, it absolutely. I mean, Fire Spin is just such a frustrating move to deal with. I'm not sure what kind of Venusaur we are going to see from Conoisseurs, but with Mew, we could see that sort of double beam composition from Conoisseurs. And then on the other side, Nouns Esports, they're not going to be able to play at that range. They're going to need to get near them, but they don't have a ton of dive on their side.
That's a great call out. And actually, this is a similar composition that Conoisseurs used to beat Yalabingo. Those double beams, anytime that they would get into any sort of tight corridor, you just saw both beams hammering in and just shelling a ton of damage before the Yalabingo crew could close that gap. And I think, to your point, Nouns Esports is going to have a lot of problems too. This might have to be like a surf stoys, or get really creative and trying to facilitate like a rapid spin engagement in the back line. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think it's time to start thinking outside of the box.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, right? They're going to have extreme range on the side of Conoisseurs if they go with that beam. So they already have extreme range from Mew, and they're going to have to do something about it. They just don't have a way to jump in and stop them. Outside of course, Sylveon just kind of moving in. You're right. We could see Rapid Spin on Blastoise for this reason. We're going to find out very soon. Game 2 of our bracket reset here in our grand finals. Conoisseurs, your purple team. Nouns Esports, your orange team.
I wonder if Nouns is going to send the Blissey on the invade. Yes, Adesu's working the way through. Gossifleur is already there to help support the little Bulbasaur. But Adesu sees this blue buff, a.k.a. purple buff, if you're only Ender, and they're looking to take it.
Yeah, I mean, that color is definitely blue, but I understand why some people would think it's purple. The reason being they're absolutely insane. Adesu stealing it like a madman, running away like a thief in the night, coming on back like a thief in the day, and Soreyu's with him.
Didn't know Pound Heal Pulse was so powerful, but Adesu says it's just enough. Giving a KO here would be a bit of a bummer as we're auto-attacking eject button and getting a KO. Gossifleur is still the one to get credit.
But even still, they give up that KO. They had to send a ton of resources to deal with it. It's the toughest thing about a Pokemon that is making that play. It's making the invade, right? Is you have to waste so much time on it, and it's running EXP share, so it's really not losing much, even if it doesn't go that well.
Nice little wall, and then the confused shot by Bruv to get a good crop of damage and some of that experience here. Breaks again, Mr. Mime online here between Toon and Bruv. They're ready to go to work.
I like that we're seeing that sludge option from the Venusaur there, right? I mean, they don't have to worry too much about someone jumping in and diving on them, so they can play at better range. It can also get rid of some special defense on the side of Nouns. We can see that they've got Scald hitting them as well. So if they're able to take that Sludge Bomb and the Scald, that's a lot of slow, a lot of damage, a lot of ticks of special attack just eating through the side of Nouns.
Yeah, great call by Conoisseurs, just identifying what Nouns can actually contest them with. And yeah, you're right, Sludge is the right call, especially if you're putting in Mew beams as well.
Yeah, now of course they have some dive on the side of Nouns. It's the Sylveon, and we'll have to see what the Blastoise wants to do here. We could have a rapid spin Hydro Pump that we've seen some of the, the Eastern teams popularize, but at the same time, this could just be Surf Hydro Pump. It's an incredible build.
Meanwhile, Galaxy is Battle Bro with the Scald, playing up top, taking a ton of damage with the Hyper Voice, and has to eject through the wall. However, Galaxy is low on HP, still leashing them around. Egg Bomb sorts it out.
Slowbro lasts so incredibly. It's like always there way longer than you expect, I've found. It's so hard to take this thing down. And look at this here. We've got the Sludge Bomb. We've got the Solar Beam on the side of Conoisseurs. That Venusaur's almost 8 already.
Yeah, and as you say, that ticks over 2-8, another clean rotation, and they're going to be having level 9 in short order and be able to make a real impact Basement Reggie.
You gotta love Adesu right here, just continuing to be super annoying and throw their egg bombs. Just looking for the possibility of a secure here, because if they got it, how frustrating would that be? The only one in the bottom path here for Nouns is going to be Bruv. Here comes the Delphox right now, not yet level 9. However, we do have 9 on our Venusaur, ready to throw that Unite move.
Galaxy going in down in the top. Registeel getting worked on by the Conoisseurs. We're just seeing fire spins and walls and just shots. Registeel's low. Solar Beam comes through. It is secured, but really Nouns is just more trying to be a menace than anything else. The house is built around these two teams. Gek on low on HP and actually gets Confused Blast into the environment.
Yeah, and here we go. We've got Regieleki in the top path secured from Nouns. So Nouns not able to take a fight in that bottom path. It was completely sewn up by Conoisseurs. However, breaking the top goal zone, letting Reggie walk, and now they're going to make a siege at this bottom goal zone, fighting into Gek on this Crustal, throwing their Unite move, and it's time for them to put some more points on the board.
Nice surf in the backline. Hydro Typhoon kicks up a couple. Klaus, yes, it doesn't need much space, but Gatlu finds their way there. Sorayu actually allowed to back as Toonslim holds down in the face of 4. Nice fire spin catching all of them, and Bruv and Adesu just hanging out in the pocket.
Yeah, beautiful fire spin right there, putting everyone on Conoisseurs in the dryer, seeing if they could shrink their HP bars, and now we have this central area here just being ripped apart. They have to be on top of it, Doobstex, because there's a Blissey that just seems to be skulking around in the shadows looking to take it.
Yeah, doing its best Sableye impression, just living across the map, trying to disrupt any sort of central clear. Surprising adjustment by Nouns Esports, and this is part of that sub-game. Toon rarely sticks in the bottom path with Bruv. They usually just let Bruv handle it by themselves. Understanding that Conoisseurs has been able to work through this bottom path successfully as it caused this adjustment, and it's been doing well for them.
Look at that double beam that we talked about a little earlier, right? The 2 solar beams finding their marks right here. Each one as devastating as the last Mew and Venusaur. They're going to have to find some way to get close enough to them to disrupt that, because they can just continue to chip damage at them from afar.
Yeah, just you can see the fire spin, what it does to ruin positioning, and the way it forces Conoisseurs to just kind of work around. Fire spin right on top of the player this time, not even making them get tracked.
Blastoise scoring in the top path, so now it's just going for a strategy of taking these scores here. Venusaur Unite move gets a huge amount of damage. Eldegoss is in the air as they're continuing this push towards Nouns.
I'm actually surprised more people from Nouns didn't get taken out, because that Showtime came through just no way Bruv took that for the squad. Okay. Sword up by Snow. But did you see Conoisseurs set up the Rock Tomb with the Burton Anger double beam, and only one player for Nouns went down? Bruv immediately Showtimes back the other way, gets 2 for their effort, and keeps any push from happening.
Gotlu is here in the bottom path, but he might have just been better to just hang out top, continue to score up there. Even though Conoisseurs are taking great fights, they're way down on the scoreboard. They have scored 0 points so far. But it does look like they're taking the best of these engagements. If they continue to do that, by the time Rayquaza rolls around, all they have to do is win another fight and they can win this thing. Right now, you see Nouns deciding how they want to play this moment. They can try to put damage on Regieleki, they can hold it for a little while, or they can fight at this bottom goal zone.
I want to point out something you pointed out in draft, which was those buddy barriers, which was huge when Bruv popped the Showtime, and that's the reason only one player on Nouns got knocked out in that huge exchange. We got Fancy Fireworks on pad, and we're trying to run up the score. Eldegoss is already down. Bruv gets the points, and that goal zone's gone 224 to 0. Gek shows up, kind of gets tracked behind the psychic wall of the Mr. Mime. The fire spin is running them down.
Yeah, of course, they're back in the central area of Conoisseurs. They've been here all game. Nice big Crustal Unite move, looking to make some plays. Delphox goes down. Mime's in some trouble right now as it eats a solar beam. The Assault Vest completely ripped apart. Bruv having to run for this engagement, losing his focus band right into a Unite move of his own. And then, I mean, we're throwing Unites here.
Chasing him right down, too. Like putting Gek on the wall, realizing that Gek is not a prime target, and he checking around so they can try and get into this back line, because it is difficult. But what I said is they need to start thinking out of the box. They need to get creative, and that's a heck of a way to do it.
Yeah, that is a heck of a way to do it right here. We've got a Blissey Unite. We're not going to have Mimes. We're not going to have Crustal here for Ray unless they give it a ton of wild Pokemon. It is possible. great setup for Nouns at this objective here as we see Lukita goes down before Ray. It will be back with its timer, but this is a great Regirock for Nouns. They're going to have the Regirock buff. They're going to have a huge score lead, and they're going to have positioning here at Rayquaza. The only thing they're not going to have is a Mr. Mom Unite move.
Yeah, and, you know, Gotlu's been living up top and really keeping an eye. They're working across the map here as both these teams are getting position.
We have Slowbro in this top path, found here by Gotlu. The Scald just to slow him down a little bit, and now they're going to use these beams to just kind of poke at members of Nouns Esports. The Fire Spin can kind of do the same thing. It's annoying in a different way. It goes as far as a Solar Beam just chasing everybody across this map. The nice thing for Nouns is Conoisseurs have to make a play. They don't have to fight into these Solar Beams. They have to let the Solar Beams come to them.
Yeah. Fire Spin covers one, Wall covers another, Surf covers top. They are keeping Conoisseurs out of the middle.
Yeah, they're just going to see how long they can keep them away from this, because the longer, the better for them. Eject button being used to just get away from a Fire Spin right there. That's huge, because they're not going to have it maybe for the Unite move they want. Slowbro goes down.
So Sylveon straight in with their Unite move. Verdant Anger popped Hydro Typhoon right in the guts of the Conoisseurs, and there's 3 players down in a heartbeat. Listen, this is on Gotlu. They're looking for Snow. The Fire Spin is there. They eject through, and they're getting chased. 2 players there on the backside. Kurtan is getting attacked as well. They get put down. Eldegoss is hanging out. Slowbro is back. I said Kurtan, Lukita. What am I talking about? Eldegoss sitting on pad, but the pressure was there.
I honestly was wondering what the curtain was. I didn't know if you were doing it. It's curtains for Conoisseurs as more points rain in for Nouns Esports. And it does look like it's pretty much over for them here in game number 2. The slow beam, but you're hanging out inside of a Delphox Unite move. The Hyper Voice continuing to put some damage out there. 30 seconds left. Nothing that Conoisseurs can do in this moment. Nouns takes game number 2.
Yeah, the spacing was incredibly important for Conoisseurs and for Nouns to navigate that. But what did they do? They set up a bunch of traps that have made it incredibly difficult for Conoisseurs to get inside, because Conoisseurs needed to. And the moment that they finally had to commit to getting into range of Nouns, they were there to jump all over.
Yeah, you know, the nice thing about the setup there for Conoisseurs was they could play at extreme range. But when they're so far behind, they don't really get that luxury of just taking shots at Nouns, right? They continue to do that through the rest of the game and nothing happens, they lose it. They have to make a play. Nouns knows this, and Nouns is just able to capitalize on the fact. You look at a loaf of bread and you go, hey, we got a whole bunch of sandwiches right there. And I'm like, no, we don't. We have individual pieces of bread.
I am so happy this is the last opportunity for me to have to do this debate stuff. This is insane.
That being said, I don't think a hot dog is a sandwich. I actually got to agree with Dupe Snacks right here. But I had to beat him in a debate.
Which is easy, apparently. Everybody just absolutely smurfs on me in these ridiculous arbitrary debates that I just love so much. Thanks, production. We're in a draft, and it's an important one because we're in the grand finals, and knocking on the doorstep of being your regional champions is who else but Nouns Esports.
Oh, we got another debate here. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Nouns Esports. They're banning out the Leafeon. They're banning out the Umbreon. On the other side, they don't want to deal with the Sylveon Blastoise. They did steal away the Hoopa, which has been a huge pick for Conoisseurs. First picking that Mew, I'm really not surprised. That Mew is so good.
Yeah, but this is the first time the tree has kind of been injected into the conversation in a minute, and Nouns Esports not going to sleep on that one. They locked it up quickly.
Yeah, let's see. We've got Lukita hovering this Eldegoss. Feels like if they don't get Hoopa, that's where they're going. Next 2 picks on over to Nouns. Sorayu, if they could take away that Blaziken, that would be huge. I mean, Klaus has been a monster on it. Gotlu looking for this pick right here.
I like the Sorayu grabbing Blaziken out from under Conoisseurs. This seems like a match. It seems like a draft that is more targeted, has some thought into it, and also providing themselves with great tools here as Snorlax is locked in and Mime snapped, locked in immediately.
Yeah, they want to take this Mime. Now, obviously, we're going to see Trevenant in this top path here, right? We're going to send that over to Gotlu. Bruv is going to be on the Snorlax, which has looked fantastic today. Final pick could be this Dragonite here. I feel like Conoisseurs have been making a lot of choices that are setting up big secures. And actually, I'm surprised that they maybe didn't go for something like that, because that feels like when their gameplay is at their best. They get a small positional advantage around an objective, and they're ready to take it down. That's not what we're seeing there in a Delphox pick. However, Delphox is quite frustrating, and now we have Greedent. 3 defenders on the side of Nouns Esports. Their range damage, I mean, I guess it's bullet seed.
Yeah, there's not a lot of damage, though, on the side of Conoisseurs, right? So this is going to be tough for Nouns Esports specifically, or excuse me, tough for Conoisseurs to fight through. Nouns Esports has a lot of big bodies there, and Gotlu on this Greedon is going to be something to watch.
I can't wait. I can't wait for another Greedon game. And even though Greedon feels like a troll pick because it's a troll pick, and it also feels like a troll pick because you're kind of trolling your own team, they won with it earlier. It looked good, and they have been putting so much pressure on the central area of Conoisseurs. Feels like every game, Conoisseurs is having to deal with multiple things that Nouns are throwing at them. And when Nouns is in that spot, they're looking great.
You know, there's something to be said about off-meta pocket picks, and before kind of Bruv led what I like to feel like the Mr. Mime resurgence, they were the only one playing it. Right? And when it was like when Bruv picks it, it makes sense. Well, don't forget that Gotlu, alongside our trio in Season 1, they were like the 2 best Greedon players on the planet, and they're going back into that well. So, you know, it could be one of those situations where in their mind, like, well, Greedon is whatever, but Gotlu's Greedon is built different.
Yes, and I think a lot of players do have that. I mean, we kind of see that with Mime, right, for Bruv, even though we're seeing it on the side of Conoisseurs here. There are some picks like that, and boy, they are exciting to see. Nouns won with Greedon earlier. They could become your champions with Greedon right now. Conoisseurs, your purple team. Nouns Esports, your orange team. We are here in your grand finals bracket reset. Nouns Esports 1 game away from winning this whole thing. Conoisseurs is going to need to win 3 in a row if they want their chance at that $20,000 and they want their world's invite.
Who else but Adesu on an absolute mission? However, Lukita this time has it sussed out, putting the pressure back on the other way, allowing Klaus a window to keep working through. They do get a clean knockout. Good experience to Klaus as the berry is put down by the Hoopa, and Gossipler takes it for themselves.
Yeah, really nice stuff right there. Got very, very close to taking that berry right. But again, the amazing thing about a good invasion is you don't lose that much from it. Gotlu actually deciding to play in the bottom path here as this Greedon, putting some points on the board, stacking up a little bit, going down for their trouble. But, you know, that's bound to happen to a mean Greedon.
Yeah, it's just, and according to stats, yes, a hot dog is a sandwich. Sure.
Yeah, but I don't know about that. They said Reggie Rock only KO'd 2 people, and I'm not going to lie, I don't think they looked into it.
Yeah, there's no research that went into either the 2 answer or that answer right there, without a doubt. Quick reset here because Hoopa allows you to do that. Toon Slim just burning all the daylight in the world and finally puts them in the side of the wall of this galaxy.
Yeah, really nice stuff here. We're playing, you know, Mime in this top path almost as a carry here. We have no EXP share on it, so they're looking for big secures. Playing this differently, I feel like everyone is kind of flexing right now. They're showing what they can bring to this. Toon in the top path here, looking to become the Trevenant, and they do.
It is online. Adesu and Toon Slim going to be working in tandem in the top path. Not typically who Adesu's partnered up with is Toon, right? Normally it's Gotlu up there with them, with that support player, but we're switching it up because pulling out all the stops.
And here we go, Sorayu pulling some of this experience back. We do have a Mystical Fire Flame Charge Delphox, it looks like. Yes, we do. We saw this a little bit yesterday out of NA, and it's really not as popular just because of how amazing Fire Spin is, but there are some situations that you can play really well into some of these enemy teams.
Without a doubt, charging up the overheat is Sorayu, able to just lay in some good damage, but no KOs.
No KOs as we have some experience in the top and bottom path getting ready to populate here. Gotlu in this bottom path looking to continue scoring. We're once again going to have a bullet seed Greedon.
We're just waiting for these birds to hit the map as Sorayu poaches them all, goes right through them. Toon Slim is there for the assist. A nice little confusion shot by Galaxy, a good portal for the reset.
Yeah, really nice stuff here. As they can send themselves to the bottom path real easily here. They are not playing that trick Hoopa. They are using the more macro-heavy build where they have control over what's happening on the map. We see Galaxy staying in this top path, stopping Toon from heading to the bottom path. However, we've got a good secure lined up here with Overheat. They do take it, even though we have the Delphox Unite move coming in.
Fanciful Fireworks is there. I'm pretty sure Gotlu wasn't even pressing buttons anymore. They're like, yeah, this is done. I'm not going to work harder than I have to. They get put down. Rock Tomb is there. Bruv is caught, and immediately on top of Gek is Nouns as soon as they step up. Sorayu finds their way into the back line, and they're looking for Snow, and they get that knockout quickly. Overheat is charged. Gek steps right into the crosshairs as they take a mean kick to the grill. Gek trying to get back while Nouns Esports is absolutely dusting them, putting them to sleep, and then knocking them out.
A really interesting move from Gek to just face check the overheat that you see charging towards you. I don't know if he goes down, if he doesn't eat the overheat. He could just wait 1 second. I mean, it is what it is. You ate the overheat, you went down, you're a sandwich.
2 pieces of bread.
Just like baby. That's a sandwich.
I'm a doofus. All right, here we go. Nice early pressure by Nouns Esports. However, Conoisseurs keeping pace. 84 points is 84 more than they had at this point in the game last time.
That's true. I mean, last game they had a real tough time scoring here. We have Gotlu online with their Unite moves. Same thing from Toon. 2 Unite moves on the other side. We've got the Mew, and we have Delphox. Delphox just has a Unite move up basically all the time. Every fight. And if you can position it well, it's going to be really tough for Nouns. They want to be near objectives, and that Unite move is going to make it a little hard for them.
You're seeing exactly the value that Gotlu's bringing. Oh, Showtime right on the portal, but it can't get the knockout as the team is rolling back through. Gotlu takes a big amount of damage. Galaxy trying to keep Gotlu from being able to come in here, and that's a nice power nap right in the middle. They're going to roll over and catch a reset here. No, they went right out of the portal. As Gotlu's sitting in the back, we're using some Unite moves and putting a ton of damage on Gotlu, but they are sustaining well.
Yeah, I mean, Gotlu is actually making their way through this fight better than I expected. One of the interesting things about Bullet Seed is it can get stunned. And if it gets stunned, you stop firing for a moment here. Mr. Mime is a great Pokemon to do that. So it might actually make this Bullet Seed not as useful as we saw before.
It also keeps, leverages the great maneuver ability that Gotlu has on the Greedent, and it cuts off a lot of paths. So the Mr. Mime pick is making more and more sense as we're seeing it in action.
After all that, Regieleki does go down to the side of Nouns. They have a level 12 Blaziken. We saw this Blaziken all day, basically, on Conoisseurs, and it's so tough for any team to stop a team that has any positioning when they have Blaziken. Bullet Seed, great rip. Blaziken, beautiful secure. Another objective goes over to Nouns. 4 minutes left in this match. 4 minutes where Conoisseurs need to do something. They need to turn this around or they are not going to Worlds. Nouns is not only securing the championship spot, but also letting Tally Bobo in 3rd place in EU.
Now, we just watched Galaxy dispatch of the Regieleki that was walking to the Tier 2. But while that was going on, Nouns was able to get a ton of wild farm and keep this level advantage that they have.
You know, Klaus has a strong level here, level 12. This Delphox is really powerful. 2 eat the overheat right here, but obviously this Blaziken is in trouble as everything in the kitchen sink is thrown at it, and it does go down.
Yeah, that was a nice trap set by the Blaziken, but now the Trevenant pops immediately. Toonsland's using to make that happen. Can they get through the portal? They do. Great little reset. Well played by Adesu and Toon. They elect to not come back through this Toon because they want to take the long way around, make a play somewhere else. Gotlu, however, is just really leading them around the map, distracting them from what they should be going to, and another great reset.
Another great reset, but man, these are close. These are scary, and if some of these go the other way during Rayquaza, they're in a lot of trouble. We've seen Bruv on the Snorlax here, a different look. This is Heavy Slam Yawn, so they're looking to see if they can jump in, hit the Heavy Slam, and put the Delphox to sleep, hopefully, and pick up a big KO. Still, we have Gotlu on the Greedent, just spending their time in the enemy central area. That's what a mean Greedent does. Our team's getting ready to fight in this top path. 2 minutes, 35 seconds on the clock. Regieleki is here. Sorayu is there to start ripping it, as it actually looks like they're going to pull back here.
Yeah, Rub, gets knocked out by the Mr. Mime, keeps that portal reset from happening for them, so they have to walk back and just sit on pad, do it the hard way here as they naturally recall. We're about to have a basement Reggie hit the map as well, and we've got 15 seconds to maybe our last Rayquaza of the regional finals.
That's right. Nouns Esports could take the whole thing right now. Conoisseurs are going to need to make some plays. They're down by a lot here, 84-35. No one takes either Reggie. This is the moment for Conoisseurs. Can they find an opening? Can they catch someone from Nouns? And can they make a big play in what could be their last game here of the grand finals. We have Gotlu positioning in the top path, a little damage being put out, and now we see Toon getting caught in a big way, trying to go home, and he can't.
Snow gets the KO out on Toon. The portal is too late, and tons of damage is in. However, Nouns just has to settle it. Daisu pops your name because they're low on HP, and they do get Galaxy back the other way. Now, can Sorayu find a new target? Snow is there, but really, Conoisseurs, we're going to need this Rayer. They're needing to play to go score. We're settling back up for just a moment. Take a breath.
Yeah, everyone's taking a breath right now. They're deciding this was not their moment to move in and fight. They caught Trevenant, but they caught Trevenant before it used the Unite move. They know the moment it comes back, it has that. Now the question is, how do they want to play the rest of this? Starting to tap Rayquaza now. Bruv moving in, using the Unite move. Here comes Toon, trying to chase down this Delphox. Eldegoss is in the air. We have the Unite move out from Gek.
Rebel Rouser is there, but we are moving through. Bruv's the one sitting in the middle. Sorayu, nice little focus blast, gets 2 targets. Fanciful Fireworks are up. The only one standing in it is the Conoisseurs. We're getting a big-time flank by Sorayu. Gatlu is completely split. Lukita from the rest of the pack. They're rotating back into the middle. KO Shiga 2 for Sorayu. There's 3 players down. Nouns Esports is knocking on the doorstep. They're looking for more. Popping up Snow. Snow's got to go. Snow is gone. And now it's just Lukita that left standing. They're dusted. Absolutely dusted. No frowns on the side of Nouns, baby. Regional finals is in sight.
That's right. Nouns Esports with only 20 seconds left on the clock continue to put points on the board. Win a massive fight. Wipe through this entire bracket reset. There's no Cinderace here. There's no $10,000 being handed to the Conoisseurs. There's just Nouns Esports taking the crown, the noun of the day, as your EU champions.
Time is up, time is out, time has expired for Conoisseurs. The Cinderella story is not completed. The evil stepmother, in this case, wins. Nouns Esports, not only the boogeyman of the Connoisseurs story, the crown wearers, sitting on the throne, getting it done, and proving themselves to be what everybody said they were back in February, the best team in